Okay, so in this I'm going to do a quick walkthrough of the latest code push for Pummelhead, which is 0.3.0, which I have dubbed developers, because the focus of this particular update was more so on improving the workflow for developers that use the Pummelhead platform. But before I dive into all the developer features that have been added and bugs that have been fixed, I wanted to go through some of the actual features that cater more towards the players of the site. The biggest noticeable one, I would say, is that now the website, when it loads, is actually cached in the browser. So the first time you visit the site, it will load up somewhat fast. But after that first initial load, it will load up lightning fast every time after that. And the same goes with the actual games that you play as well. Those will also be cached in the system too. So once you load them up the first time, unless the developer pushes a new update, or if the Pummelhead website gets a new update, things should load pretty darn fast. Okay, so now, the other thing besides that is that I completely redid how the leaderboard system works on the site. Before, it was kind of really broken in the sense that you play a game, once you played a game, there would be some scores that everyone would submit, and after the game was done, after the tournament was finished, whoever had the highest score in the leaderboard would show that whoever had the highest score. Now the problem with that is that there were so many different ways you can play in a tournament for a game, so it wasn't really fair to compare scores if one person was playing under a certain condition while another person was playing under a completely different condition. So to fix that problem, I have now made it so that each player now has an individual rank for each game that they play. So scores don't really matter that much anymore outside of just who wins the tournament. Now it's all about the rank. Players already had a rank in the Pummelhead system, which showed where they are ranked within the system against other players. So now we go to leaderboard. It's all done based off your rank points. Now, rank points are earned when you win or lose tournaments. If you win a tournament, you earn rank points. If you lose a tournament, you actually lose rank points. So it kind of encourages you to get better in the game so you can get more points. Now, with the leaderboards will basically show how well you're doing with your rank points compared to other people for this particular game. And also, when you get a certain amount of rank points, you get this special label. So the lowest right now is casual, and then you can see the label for everyone's. I have 2 rank points, meaning I pretty much have won 2 tournaments. Now, also, when you go back to the main screen, you have your main rank. And as you can see here, my main rank, my current rank is casual, which is 2, and the numbers represent the different levels of rank you can get. I've greatly increased and relabeled the rank names and the amount of points you needed to get those particular ranks. Now this rank is based off of the average of all the ranks that you get across all the games that you play. So this rank will actually get higher based on how well you do in the individual games. Besides that, there are lots of little small details now. This box will actually disappear if there aren't any games on the site, or if there's only one type of game genre for the games load on the site. That box will disappear. I've moved the social media buttons on the top right corner instead of having them at the very bottom, and that's really about it for those type of changes. The rest of the changes were very developer focused to really help and make things a lot easier for them. So to kind of dive into that real quick, click on the developers button if you're a developer. Basically, you now have the ability to, if you go to the update/test, just choose a game real quick. You now have the ability to actually test tournaments locally, so you no longer have to actually update the website with your game. You can actually test. Well, obviously, you have to update your game when you want to make changes to it on the site. But whenever you want to test out new features of the API or changes you've made, you can test it all with kind of like a fake tournament locally on your machine. And if you go to the developer wiki, you can find out more information on how to do that. Also, I've moved the buttons over here instead of having one big button at the bottom. It makes it more clear and easier to do testing. Whenever you want to actually start testing your game, I made it so that just the box appears right then and there, so you can start creating a tournament and testing it, versus how it was before, where you had this big clunky extra menu you had to wade through. Makes things go a lot faster. You no longer are required to do the change log every time you want to update your game. You only have to do it when you want to push your changes live. And the final big thing is that you are no longer forced, when you're adding a new game to the system, when you have to upload your game, of course, but you're no longer forced to add the wallpaper and game icon. You will have to do it when you want to push your changes live, but you don't have to do it right at the beginning. You can just focus on uploading your game. You can upload the assets later on when you're finally ready to go and make your changes live to the world. That's this new version of the API. Lots of new goodies in there. Just make sure to check out the changelog on the blog, and just go to the developer wiki for more information on that. And that's really about it for this particular update. It took a lot longer than expected, simply because it was just making stuff that you could test things locally, and really kind of revamping the leaderboard system took quite a while to do, but all done, all good to go. So hopefully future code pushes will go a lot faster, because they won't be as massive as this change. As usual, I am on, make sure to visit the forums to suggest ideas and features, and of course visit us on Twitter, on Google+. You can check out the previous videos of changes that happened. You can check out the blog to get like a more in-depth change log, so you know all the details of the things that were changed in this particular push. And you can also track the development of the website at the Pivotal Tracker, where we list all the milestones and the bugs and the features and everything. And you can always request things that you want to have on the site, to have in the next push, and all that good stuff. If you ever have a question for anything at all, we respond back extremely quickly and are very open to just about anything. So yeah, that's about it for this particular update for the website. So I will talk to all of you guys later. Thanks for watching. Also, before I go, wanted to make mention too that we actually have some new games on the site too. This is testing locally, so let me actually switch to the live site. And yeah, we actually have two new really cool games. There's Tower of Greed, which is really fun. Let's jump into that real quick. There's a tournament already happening. Lots of cool stuff. The idea of it is that you gotta try and get as many goodies as possible before the screen catches up with you. Ah, shit. No! Oh, okay. Not very good. But yeah, that's one game. So make sure to start to create some cool tournaments for that. And the next game we got on there is creating a tournament. There's a really awesome arcade game now, where you can basically, the whole idea is you just gotta survive as long as you can, kill as many as the monsters that are floating around everywhere. For it to open, you can also get lots of power-ups and really cool stuff. The whole objective of this game is just like, it's like a classic arcade game. You just gotta survive as long as you can. I love this game. Look at the portals. Pretty. Okay. Alright, well, get out of that. Okay, well, those are the two newest games that we have on the system. Of course, make sure to play all the other games we have on there too, but make sure to check out the new ones and start creating some really cool tournaments for it. Look forward to seeing how the highest scores everyone has in there, and all the new ranks everyone gets. Good stuff, good stuff. So, yes. So I shall talk to you guys all later, and I mean that for real this time. Alright, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.